Hello all. This is Grape Politics here with yet another video. I know, yet another, as if this channel is some sort of mecca for videos. But today we're doing another election prediction. I know the last one was, but that was also, however long ago that was. At least 4 months, I guess. Anyway, today we're going to be doing presidential election prediction for December 8th, 2023. We've got the famous President Joe Biden against the famous former president, excuse me, Donald Trump. Joe Biden, as he has said in the past, is picking his previous running mate and current Vice President Kamala Harris as his running mate again in 2024. And Donald Trump, well, we all know that he's ditching Mike Pence. But as for his running mate, I think he's going to choose. Last time I said he was going to choose New York Representative Elise Stefanik, but on further consideration, I have decided that she is too much of a newbie, really, to do it. And while she is sort of a hardliner, she's not as hardline as Arkansas Governor, excuse me, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And I think Donald Trump sees a lot in her. And, I mean, we'll see. He probably won't announce a running mate until at least after Iowa, which is soon. It's only like 38 days away. Well, I don't know how long it is, but Anyway, we're going to start off by filling out safe states, which for me are states above 15 points. So, Joe Biden is going to win Washington, California, Illinois, Colorado, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine's 1st District, Maryland, and D.C. without any contention at all, really. Whereas Donald Trump is going to win Idaho, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large, and the 1st and 3rd districts, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Indiana without pretty much any at all resistance. Moving on to likely states, we have states like Iowa and Ohio. These are states that Donald Trump has won well in the past by 8 or so points in the past 2 elections he was in. We have states like Utah, where this is wrong map. This is a very traditionally conservative state. It voted for Trump by 20. It voted for Trump by 18. But it voted for Romney by 50. And this is a pretty clear trend. And I think, especially with all the indictments and all the trials, Utah Republicans are not going to want Trump. We saw this in 2018 when, what's his name? Evan McMullin ran against him. And he got, what was it? 20% of the vote. He got 20% of the vote in 2016. And then he got within 10 points of beating Senator Mike Lee in 2022. So I think this state will be between 15 and 10, probably on the high side of that. Same goes for Montana. Jon Tester will have a bit of an up ballot effect, where as in 2020 it was 16 points for Donald Trump. I think it'll be around 14, just because Tester's on the ticket, and people in the state do like Tester, and he's going to bring a bit of energy for the Democrats. Other states we've got for the Republican in likely, we've got South Carolina. This one's pretty uncontentious. It's been about R11, R14, R10. It's been pretty stagnant over the last few years. And Maine's 2nd district. This is a district Donald Trump flipped in 2016 and maintained in 2020 by pretty solid margins. That's the wrong map. 10 points and 7 points. Likely seems pretty reasonable to me. Likely states for the Democrats, we have New Mexico, which will be... Oh, excuse me. I forgot Alaska for Donald Trump. This one I expect to be around R plus 10 like it was in 2020. Oregon, I think, will come down a little. It was D plus 16 in 2020. And I expect a little bit of Biden fatigue to be setting in. And we saw how close Republicans came in 2022 to ousting the current governor, whose name is escaping me at this moment. We will see Minnesota going likely blue by about, probably not much different, 7 points as it did in 2020. You'll see Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, and Delaware all go likely. Now, in Rhode Island, we have seen a significant rightward shift since the 2012 election, which is a good election to compare 2020 to because they are of similar note for Democrat presidencies, and they show the trends map nicely. So the western half of the country broadly trending blue, the Rust Belt and South and some mountain parts broadly trending Republican, and some of the mid-Atlantic states trending blue. Now, we also have, actually that's it for likely these states. Oh, sorry, and Maine at large, which I don't expect Maine to shift much this election. There's no Angus King's on the ballot, so that'll help. Pretty much nothing. He doesn't really affect much either way because he is an independent, and he is just so inherently Maine. On to lean states for the Democrats. I believe we will see Arizona go by about 1 to 3 points for Joe Biden. This is a state he won by only 0.31 in 2020. And this is a state which has been trending leftward ever since the McCain days. So it used to go, it voted for McCain by 8 points, and then it voted for Romney by 9, and then Hillary came within 5, and then Biden won it. So it's been trending leftwards, is the main point. And you can see that here. In addition to this, I believe Michigan will go lean Democrat. Michigan is a state in the Midwest. It is the most overall Democrat of the three big ones here. It elected Whitmer by a decent margin in 2022. Oh, excuse me. For likely Democrat states, I completely forgot Virginia. That's my bad. Again, not much shift from 2020. This election is going to be very similar to the 2020 election, in my opinion, except more contentious. So, fun to look forward to. Nebraska's 2nd district, I believe, will go lean Democrat. Omaha really doesn't like Trump. The district is pretty traditionally Republican. You see Bush won it in 2004 by, 22 points, and then Obama barely won it against McCain, and then it went back to, 7 points for Romney. But then Trump almost lost it, and then Trump lost it by a lot. But the district was redistricted. So while I do think Omaha, the city, will vote even more blue than it did in 2020, I think the district as a whole will vote less so just because of the surrounding areas. New Hampshire, I believe, will come down from its about 7-point margin in 2020. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. They don't love Trump. They don't really hate him. That's about that. On to lean Republican states, we have the state of Nevada. Nevada is a trending R state. Even the 2016 to 2020 shifts, not adjusted for national popular vote, have Nevada shifting Republican. So I think this is a state with a lot of suburbs and a lot of Latinos, and those Latinos, they're starting to like Trump a little bit more. The same is happening in Texas. I think Trump will do better with Tejanos than he did in 2020, which is a feat for Republicans. Look at this map compared to this map. Just look at the Rio Grande Valley here, right? Just this section here. See how much redder it is in 2020 than it was in 2016. But I also think Biden is going to improve in his metros and suburbs margins. And that will see Texas come down by about a point or so. Controversially, I don't think Florida's as far gone for Democrats as some people are saying. I think it will be high lean. I think it'll be 4.5 to 4 points. but I think it will be within 5. Um, this is just because of what it is as a state. Uh, they don't. They have this really hardline Republican governor, but presidentially, it's going to be a different state than gubernatorially. I mean, Vermont, one of the most Democrat progressive states in the union, their governor's a Republican. Uh, I'm sorry, a lot of these people their names are escaping me at this moment. Anyway, then we have North Carolina. Not a big deal. I expect it to be roughly the same as it was in 2021.3. Um, on to tilt states. We have 3 states left. Very contentious states. 2 Rust Belts and Georgia. Wisconsin, I believe Trump will win by less than half a percentage point. And the same goes for Georgia. And so it all comes down to Pennsylvania. Now, 2022 was a great year for Pennsylvania Democrats. Do I see 2024 being as good a year? By no means. Do I see Donald Trump winning this state? Not quite. I believe his name was McCormick, who ran against Josh Shapiro for governor. He didn't do well, and he was a very Trumpian candidate. And Trump is the most Trumpian. Did McCormick get Trump's turnout in the exurbs and the rurals? No. Will Trump improve upon that? Absolutely. But at this moment, I just don't see Donald Trump winning Pennsylvania. And thusly, we will have Joe Biden re-elected president. He will be the oldest president ever upon inauguration, as he will be the day before as well, just because he'll still be the president. But yeah, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, I predict, will get another term at this point in time. Now, for my methodology on this, is it perfect? Fuck no. This is pretty much just based on vibes. I don't really trust polls this far out. We're still the better part of a year out. Once we start getting to the summer, I'll start putting a little more credence towards them. Nationally, Joe Biden isn't loved, but once we see Donald Trump start getting, he won't be able to campaign is his biggest issue, and that's gonna hinder him. His biggest selling point was always those rallies, and if he can't do those rallies, he's stifled. And stifled Donald Trump does not win, in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Great Politics. Out. Wah!